one thing for this organization moving forward, everything needs to be around protecting your quarterback from here on out. I don't care who the quarterback is. From here on out, you need to protect quarterback. I don't want design runs. Even Jalen Hurts and everybody, Jalen runs. Jalen ran with 3 minutes to go in that game in the third quarter, 3 minutes to go, and took a shot from Gibson. I guarantee you Eagle fans were like, why are you running him right here?
They were yelling, like, why are we running him?
And then they run him again.
And they ran him again. And Eagle fans were going crazy over that. They were losing their minds. So, look, nobody's blaming the referees.
You got to protect the quarterback.
Listen, I want to set something straight here. Number one, Shasky and I are not blaming the refs. They're not. We're not.
No, but
the Niners got beat up in the line of scrimmage.
Yes,
they did.
Agreed.
There were some pivotal calls that changed the tenor of the game. But listen, Kenneth Gainwell changed the game with the speed.
100%.
He changed the game. Drake Greenlaw did not have a good game.
Nope.
Javon Kinlaw, I've been a Kinlaw fan. I hate to say it. It's just not going to work here.
No.
It's not going to work
here.
No impact. He had no – it's just not – he's just not going to be a good NFL player. Whether it's injuries, leverage, he's just not good enough.
I wouldn't pick up his fifth-year option.
Absolutely not.
And, it's just too much money. Like the same thing I said about McGlinchey a couple years ago. I could re-sign the player for a fraction over multiple years of whatever the one-year, fifth-year option is.
Right.
Like, in this game, their O-line, the center, Kelsey, and the two guards dominated our D tackles.
Dominated.
And Eric Armstead has been outstanding all year, so it's a rough game for him. You got to get somebody aside him, and you got to get somebody on the opposite end of Bosa. I saw Joey Bosa walking into that stadium with Niner gear on. Let me just tell you this right now. I love Joey Bosa. Right. And that's the other thing with the Eagle fans. They put the phone in your face. They say all the most heinous things because they want you to do something because they got the phone in their hand.
Well, what's funny is we're walking into that stadium, and you got all these women flipping a bird at you in your face. But they had the phone up.
Yeah.
So if you react, all of a sudden you're going to be on the internet for reacting to them. You can't react. Which sucked. But I had to show so much restraint yesterday because I got called the P word a million times, and I'm just looking at people like, really? Really?
And you're the tallest guy in the parking lot. The funniest thing, though, is when I saw Bosa get into it, I'm saying to myself, do everything you can to get that man in a Niner uniform because Nick Bosa needs help opposite him. I'm sorry. Ibukam had a nice season. He's a try-hard guy. You need an every down speed power guy opposite Nick Bosa because he cannot do it alone. You got to have combination edge rushers. That D-line for the Eagles is 7, 8, 9 deep. You're not as deep as them.
No, you're not.
You're good. You're great. I'm not trying to say you're not. You are very good. B, they need a legitimate pass rusher opposite Bosa.
Yep. 888-957-9570. We'll get the love in just a second. You're listening to 95.7 The Game. KGMG FM and AC1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And don't forget that you can also watch us every day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log on and search 95.7 The Game and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel while you are there. All guests appear on the Bud Light guest line. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I was Papa Shasky right there on the Bud Light guest line. Look, Lutman, let's go ahead. YouTube is fired up right now. Xfinity Mobile text line is fired up. Twitch is fired up. But I want to bring Lutman in because that 4th and 3 play with Devontae Smith, a lot of people were texting us during the game. That's not a catch. That's not a catch. And Kyle, this is what's disappointing about not challenging. When you see a team run up to the line like that, you can tell that they're not sure. So just throw it. Just stop everything. It's like, hold on, wait a minute. What's going on here? We're going to challenge the play. Not challenging that wasn't the game, but you keep the Eagles off the board and you slow them down.
I wrote down a couple of different plays that I thought were absolutely massive in this game. The no challenge on Devontae on 4th down, which you were talking about. How about the delay of game? There was multiple ones, but the one that pushed him out of field goal range.
There was at least 3 to 4 delay games.
And we're screaming at the sideline. And then you don't use your timeout. You take the 5 yards. Okay. The Jimmy Ward 3rd down PI. Horrible call. The 2nd down PI was just as bad. The hands to the face.
Ward, illegal hands to the face on Dallas Goedert.
All right. And then the decision to go for it, which I was there for, but you're going for it with less than 2 minutes to go. And Bonte said, you got to be conservative here. Be careful.
Be careful.
Because if you turn it over, it's game over.
Right.
And they throw that pass to Debo. He gets tackled. I thought he was going to go for a long shot. And the very next play, he fumbles the ball. He doesn't even see it into his hands.
It was a perfect snap.
That boom, 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 boom. That sequence in the second quarter, game over.
And the defense is gassed because they were just on the field for a 7-minute drive.
I'm not mad at the defense. How could you be mad at the defense?
The defense played their ass off yesterday. And the sad part is that may be DeMeco Ryan's last game as defensive coordinator for the 49ers. That's sad.
I felt bad for those guys because I can see the frustration. And look, I'm not condoning what Drake Greenlaw did with the punching of the ball and all that.
Drake Greenlaw had a horrible game yesterday.
He did. But these
Terrible.
guys were out there forever.
They were out there
That defense
forever.
was out there forever.
And we'll get to Trent Williams and what he did in a second. But I want to bring in Lubman. The NFL apparently sent out a report about that play with Devontae Smith.
Give it
Sam
to him.
Lubman, come on in to the Morning Roast. Lubman, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
And there's been a lot of Eagles fans trying to call into the show this morning.
Well, let them in.
Well,
we'll
good,
hang up on them.
they aren't on YouTube, so you know what I mean? They got to come to us. They flock to us to get their takes off.
All right, I warn you, when they do come on, though, don't expect much. They really do not have much to give.
That's
All
fine.
right, well, don't put them on the air because they're chumps.
Oh, it's the same nonsense every time. It's really sad, actually. I expect more out of that fan base.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And if you want any evidence of it, it's pinned to our 95.7 The Game Twitter profile. You could see what it was like going in, and you tell
That
me
was
if
minor league. That wasn't even the worst of it.
That was mild. if Niner fans did that,
We'd be called thugs.
oh, for sure.
We'd be called the worst fan base in the world.
Yes.
But out here in Philadelphia, you know what people say? That's just the way it is out here.
We're passionate.
Yeah,
Yo,
they're,
you
they're
little
allowed because
5'6".
they're the different fan base. It's just Philly fans. We're just different. It's just,
They're fake gangsters.
I expect a little bit more creativity out of a fan base.
No,
that's
all
this
it was
rabid.
F you, you're this, you're that,
And trying
you're
to
this.
entice you to fight
It's
so
just
that you
sad.
can
just
get in
bully-
trouble.
But then as soon as you walk up to them, which I did multiple times, I walked up to people and was like, what was that? It's just a game, man. It's just a game.
Nah.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a
Turtle
game.
right back
yeah, I
up.
thought so.
All right, what did the NFL say about
Turtle, Eagle,
this? Let's hear it.
Turtle. All right, so this is from Mike Florio at Pro Football Talk on Twitter. After that non-challenge, calling BS on the claim that the NFL's expedited replay process did not see the key angle on the Devontae Smith play. The league office has a, quote, Hawkeye system, which gives it immediate access to all angles captured by the broadcast network. Goes on to say sometimes teams get an extra beat after the play clock hit 0, and apparently they don't, so that actually wasn't part of the tweet. But anyway, yeah, that's what Florio had to say about the Hawkeye system.
Well, forget the Hawkeye system.
Hawkeye system. I didn't even know that existed.
I never heard of the Hawkeye system. But throw the red flag anyway, Kyle. Throw the red flag. Throw it. That's all you got to do. Throw it. Anyway, let's go to Deli Boy in the city. Deli Boy, what's happening? You're on the roast. Then we'll get the consultant before the break. Deli Boy, what's happening? Dropped. All right, consultant, Walnut Creek. Consultant, what's up?
Hey, guys. Good morning. Man, I'm bummed, man. But hey, I wanted to start off by just saying thanks, guys, for setting the tone. I was so pissed off at our own fans last night who were calling into the post-game show and just ragging on Shanahan and ragging on all the play calls. And after that game and even this morning, man, it's the time to just appreciate what a fantastic season we had and what an amazing job we did on a third-string quarterback.
Yep.
And just huge props to Brock Purdy, man. I think we saw yesterday, once he got out, the actual eliteness of his skills. I'm not saying he's elite like a Mahomes, but
no, but the level difference
being able
between
to process the field.
Exactly, the difference between him and Josh Johnson was Grand Canyon-esque.
Right.
Yeah, and his ability to process the field, lightning quick reactions, dime accuracy. You can see the way our team, it's his team now too, but the way his teammates love him. They were trying to make him laugh, trying to cheer him up, and they just knew once he was out. Like when Jimmy G went out, I'm not here to dog Jimmy. He was also an amazing team member, but they didn't feel like the season was gone, right? They're like, we've seen Brock play. Let's do this. When Brock went out, I'm still so proud of our team for fighting.
I'm with you.
But
consultant.
You know what? Consultant. That's a great call because a lot of people blaming Shanahan. They're out of pocket. Shanahan did one hell of a job this season. Yeah. And I think he's done one hell of a job as the 49ers coach. And I know I've been hard on him in the past. He's totally won me over. This locker room was never broke. They've been resilient no matter who falls. Think about all the injuries they had to start this season.
Yeah.
The start, they lost Trent Williams. They didn't have George Kittle. You lose your quarterback at Trey Lance. Then you lose Jimmy. That game yesterday wasn't on Shanahan. Should Shanahan the challenge? Absolutely. But I thought Shanahan did what he could do, and you got Josh Johnson back there. What are you supposed to do?
Bill Walsh in his prime ain't winning nothing.
No
and
doubt.
I'm not trying to rip him. And to consultant's point, I said to you, that felt a lot like the 2019 Warriors at the end, where I know that they lost, and maybe they weren't the better team.
Right.
But the way it went down, it sucked. And then simultaneously, I felt a lot of pride for my team and my fan base. It had those 2019 Warrior vibes at the end. Let's
go to Nick in Berkeley real quick before the break. Nick, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, y'all? Hey, man, Shanahan got it underneath, out of his father's shadow the way he coached this year, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, put everything, there's a lot of bad coaches out there, and Shanahan is not one of them. And he literally rallied off like a page of expletives, ripping that ref to shreds on the sideline, and I love him for that. And let me tell you something, man. Eagle fans are a bunch of slobs anyways, man. We ain't even tripping off them. It's Cali, baby. It's the Bay. And let me tell you something else, man. The way the team stuck together, and the unselfish behavior and the way they pull for each other, man, it's a model of how teams should be. You know what I mean? And I love E. Williams for power slamming that punk after they did our QB Johnson like that, man. They did him dirty.
No doubt.
It's hard for me to defend what Trent did there. He
was frustrated.
Yes, but you still shouldn't do it.
You
like
just gotta have
the late
class.
hit by Hufanga. Yeah. I know it was more of a push. I thought it was worse the hit because from where we were.
Right.
When I saw the push, it wasn't as bad. Still bad. Look, man, how you lose is very important.
Yeah, you don't want to be a sore loser.
And you don't want to be a sore loser.
No
and
doubt.
so, like, there was some level of me like, come on, guys, be better than that. But I also understand the frustration on that sideline because we were right there. I was hurting for those guys.
One question I got for you is, who was out there at quarterback to bring in? Because was Josh Johnson the best option?
I was thinking about that last night. I don't know any. Where was Sudfeld? He's already on a team, I think.
Yeah, he's already on the team.
Like, what are you going to go, Josh Rosen?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But Josh Johnson was the best option.
I mean, this is why people
I love Josh Johnson. He's a great dude. He does a lot for the community in Oakland.
Tech.
I got a lot of respect for Josh Johnson for being in that game. And he took shots in that game. Oh, my Lord. Dude, and he was trying to sling it. He was trying to sling it. I give him respect.
He threw one to Tebow that I thought was going to be picked by the D lineman.
Well, he got one that got batted that would have been picked by Bradbury.
And the D lineman almost caught it.
Yeah, I know. It was, God help us, man. Quarterback talk. The Niners lose 31-7. Respect to the Eagles. They dominated the trenches.
Of course they did.
Offensive line, defensive line, they controlled the football game. And you know when the game flipped, too? On that drive, even though the penalties were called, the Eagles went back to the run game. Kenneth Gainwell, Miles Sanders, Boston Scott had some great runs, and they controlled the line of scrimmage, man. Much respect to the Eagles. Their fans, that's an entirely different story.